Hameed Ton puts Notts on top. This is probably the game of the round in both divisions of the LV County Championship. First placed Nottinghamshire hosts second placed Middlesex. 10 points between the two, but it could all change come Wednesday. A fight for pole position for promotion sure to be gripping viewing over the next 4 days. With some astounding scores being put on by England and New Zealand, it was no surprise to see Notts elect to bat first, but the hosts lost an early wicket. Slater out-caught behind of the bowling of the in-form Roland Jones, but Haseeb Hameed and Ben Duckett ensured that was just an early blip, putting together a really impressive and assertive partnership worth 50 off 68 balls. They accelerated towards three figures. Boundaries came thick and fast from the blade of each man. Duckett, the quicker, soon overtaking his partner. But with the score on 83, Duckett had to go. Simpson dove across his cordon as Helm found some movement off the surface, and the edge too. Clark joined Hameed at the crease, and with four off the bowling of Tim Murtagh, took the hosts to three figures. And they kept going all the way to the break, heading into lunch at 120 for two. They made their way to a 50-run partnership after the break, a single sufficient, flashing hands from Hameed, the linchpin so far. And he had reward for his efforts. Murtagh wide, Hameed cut it with panache over the cordon for four and up to 50 off 89 balls. He was back finding the ropes again, this time in more orthodox fashion to take the score beyond 150. It was intelligent batting from Hameed, making the most of his time in the middle as he and Clark had the score sailing towards 200. But Clark wouldn't stay with him, falling short of a 50. Sam Robson with a great instinctive grab to hold on to a sharp chance off the bowling of Holman. Lyndon James' first job was to stroke one to the offside fences. Notts up to 200 now. Middlesex still really not making their mark. A stride forward from Hameed. That in full flow to Helm. Offside fences found and 100 runs to the Nottinghamshire opener. Helmet off, that to the sky. The relief palpable. Winter demons exercised. Temporarily perhaps. An ugly swipe this time. Holman fired it through him and off he went with 101, bowled by the young Middlesex spinner. There was enough time left in the session for James to prod one beyond slip off the bowling of Stoneman to bring up 250. Notts headed into the break on 256 for four. Mullaney and James looked comfortable at the resumption and they once again struck up an effective partnership, cruising their way towards 300, up to a 50-run partnership en route. Both men into the 40s too. The 300 came first. Two off an Anderson Noble took Notts to the latest landmark total and moved the captain closer to his 50. But it was James who got there first, pulling Anderson through the leg side for four, just his sixth of the innings, to move on to his half-century, which was swiftly followed by Mullaney, the veteran smashing Holman down the ground for four. He needed four fewer balls to get to his 50. They kept going. The potent Middlesex attack made to look positively tame by the fifth wicket duo, 100 runs shared off 154 balls. James took them to 350, latching onto a wayward Helm delivery and finding four more. When time was called on the first day, Mullaney and James had put on 150 together. The number 5 was now 10 away from 100, and the score was 12 from 400. In other words, Notts were in the driving seat. It's first blood to the hosts in a battle of first versus second in Division 2 of the LV County Championship. What can Middlesex do to hit back when they return to Trent Bridge for Day 2?